Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the deciding match on Fighting Spirit. DragOn versus Julia. One game to determine who goes on to the semifinals and who is eliminated from TLS3. And remember though, the winner of this game will be facing Siki in the semifinals. Are we going to have a ZVZ with Julia, or is DragOn going to make it through and give us a non-Zerg in the round of 4? That would be pretty nice, wouldn't it? Well, I guess we're going to find out. Fighting Spirit, no tricky map features, everything nice and normal. Both players, I assume, will be very familiar and comfortable on this map. No favorites as far as race goes in the matchup or anything like that. It is all down to player skill here for the final game. Can DragOn complete the reverse 3-2 sweep? Or is Julia gonna take it down in the last game? Here we go into game number 5. And here we go into game number 5. Whoopsie daisies, bit of a lackluster split here. But yes, at the top left position as the brown Protoss, we will have Dragon Pain. And at the bottom right as the TL Zerg, we will have Julia. So, Fighting Spirits, cross positions, means we'll probably, well, it will help us to have a longer game. And I hope we do see a crazy hour-long back and forth PvZ for the game number 5. That would be awesome. A nice way to end the series. However, DragOn is in the position that's most difficult to wall effectively on Fighting Spirit. You sort of have to like build the buildings on top of each other, but there's a lot of gaps and it's not very pretty. So we'll see how he deals with that. Anyway. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. So, let's see, we got the pylon at the front, we got scouting down to the bottom left. Of course, they're cross positions, so he wouldn't scout his opponent first anyway. And looks like we have an overpool from Julia because, well, he's done an overpool every single game. Hey! Looks like we got some lag. We don't have an obs this time. Do we have a Peruvian? DragOn doesn't feel lag. Man, this totally happened to me on ladder like 2 days ago. The other guy kept changing it to extra high latency when there wasn't any lag. I'm like, dude, I kept setting it back to low and he got all mad at me. And then he tried to 2-game me and I killed him! I killed him. Anywho. There's the expansion. Looks like he's gonna like pretend to hide. Or no, maybe he just went to the cast, never mind. Whee! For the record, DragOn is not Peruvian. He is, I believe, Canadian. And Julia is Polish. One of many Gosu Polish Zergs. And let's... oh! Oh. Nope. No lag here. It'd be funny. I don't know whether it's funny or if DragOn actually doesn't feel lag or if he does and he's just trolling Julia. I would be amused regardless. Hey, we got 2 cannons for safety, and look at this! Julia not playing the close third hatchery. He's actually getting another natural as his third. He's doing, like, the Fighting Spirit thing. Build. I kind of lost a word there. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. That will not work. There are 2 cannons here, good sir. And you see what I mean? See the walls, like, all on top of each other, but there's, like, a gap here, there's a gap here. You know, like, if Hydras come here, all the buildings are vulnerable. It's like, blah. Nah, it's not the best wall in the world. I mean, this is kind of what you have to do in this position. But if you compare it to like top right or bottom left, you can make much prettier walls. In the meantime, looks like Pro Guy is still scouting around. Everything going on is normal. I mean, this is exciting. So we're gonna see something a little bit different from Julia this game. You know, I don't know if maybe he thinks DragOn is kind of wisened up to his fast lurker style or what, but he's mixing it up a little bit. I mean, it could potentially be partly the maps. Maybe he just wasn't as comfortable on the other maps, so he did something a little bit different, a little bit weirder to maybe throw DragOn, try and catch DragOn off guard. But now he's on Fighting Spirit, he doesn't need to do that anymore. Either way. So... Looks like, yep, Lair is on the way. Now, let's see, is he... I mean, the normal thing to do is 3-hatch Spire, and then either go 5 or even 6-hatch Hydra following up there, getting a fast 4th base at the top right here. That's kind of the go-to style nowadays in ZBP, to get that fast 4th. And you can do it fairly safely as long as you SimCity well as well. Oh no, Julia! Julia! Not even in the early game anymore, not even in like the first 2 minutes. We're now properly into the game, and he's still just... We are all descendants of Peru. Did you guys know that Genghis Khan was actually Peruvian? And so we're all actually descendant, and you know how like most people are descendants of Genghis Khan? And since Genghis Khan was actually Peruvian, you know, we're all Peruvian. I mean, if you think about it, how do you think Genghis Khan, won so many battles, right? I mean, clearly he just used lag, and his opponents, couldn't micro their horses and shit, and he just won everything. I mean, otherwise it doesn't make sense. So, anyway, looks like Zealot's poke out, push the Zerglings back. Really not gonna fall for that. So, we got the first Corsair building. Now, I hope he does actually go and scout with this instead of killing Overlord. So far, he's gotten really good probe scouting in the previous games, and so he hasn't needed to immediately scout with that first Corsair, and he's just been able to hunt Overlords. I don't think he got quite enough information. Yeah, you can see he's going straight over. He's not looking for the Overlord that's near his base. He's going straight over to see what the Zerg is doing, because he's not 100% sure. Doesn't want to get too caught off guard. So, well, we got the additional hatcheries, you can see. So if there's the 5 hatches, and so here's what I'm talking about. So we're gonna have a bit of a SimCity. Julia not quite doing the normal thing. Normally what you'd see is this den would be basically here to make a wall, and then you put the Sunkens behind, so you're not vulnerable to speed lots. This variation of the wall, it's obviously easy to make, and it's obviously allows you to get units out more easily. But if DragOn was doing some kind of crazy +1 speed lot attack, like skipping Stargate, that base would be very, very difficult to defend. You can see he's actually done the wall correctly at the natural, so I'm not sure why he did it differently at the top right base. This is actually what you want to do. See, this is much more easy to defend against speed lots, whereas this is a little bit more dangerous. I mean, you can still kind of block here. It's not terrible, but you got to be a little bit more careful. And we do actually see the Zealots moving out. Let's see, +1 is quite far away, and speed is nowhere near done. So DragOn doing like a unupgraded slow lot timing. I mean, this is kind of weird. I don't know. I mean, I did say this base was vulnerable, but against completely vanilla Zealots are not great. And there's 2 Sunkens now. I don't think this is gonna do anything. Yeah, he's gonna force the extra Sunken. There's actually a Spore Colony here. Looks like, yeah, Julia just being careful, because you can see he's getting the fast 4th, exactly as I said. And actually, because DragOn's going for +1 Corsair as well, I wasn't paying attention. These spores are actually going to be quite critical. Presumably he's making one here. Presumably that's going to be a spore. Help against DT shenanigans, DT's running into the base and whatnot. But yeah, Julia playing a completely normal game, believe it or not. This time, no fast lurkers, no drops, no cheeses, just fast 4-base Zerg against the Protoss who's going +1 Corsairs, which again is the go-to build nowadays. So, for all intents and purposes, this could be, a normal ladder game on Fish. Albeit not necessarily the highest level, but, this is a very normal looking game, and we have a fast 3rd from the Protoss in response to the fast 4th from the Zerg, because he knows he can't really punish it by attacking. So he's just going to respond by expanding. And of course the third base on Fighting Spirit, very easy to hold. Just block this narrow ramp, you know, defend this little bridge area, and you're good to go. And this is the setup for a nice long PvZ, as I was hoping for in the beginning of the game. This is pretty awesome. And it looks like +1 attack is done, and here go the Corsairs. It looks like 7 Corsairs-ish, maybe 6 or 7 Corsairs with the +1 is really going to devastate any air units from the Zerg it comes into contact with. And here we go, taking down the first 2 Scourge. Now there are Spore Colonies, but 1 Spore Colony is not going to be enough to defend these Overlords, I don't think. He's only got 1 Hydra on the bottom as well, and they don't even have speed either, so 2 Overlords falling immediately. He's going to ignore the Spore hits. He's just going to take it on the chin and get as many Overlords as possible. He's going to lose 1 Corsair, but 4 Overlords have fallen, severely supply blocking Julia. Is he at least getting Carapace? Wait, does he have a Spire? Whoa, he doesn't have a Spire. No, he must have it. He made Scourge. Meanwhile, it looks like a Lurker came up here and died. And a Drone came up here and also died. I don't know where his Spire is for some reason. Where the hell is his Spire? Okay, I feel like I'm losing my mind right now. Oh, there it is, behind the Astral. Okay, okay, looks like he's not actually getting +1 Carapace. Oh, he has got it already, okay. Looks like it just finished while I was looking for the Spire, and oh my god, he's got to block this Lurker. He must block the Lurker until the cannon finishes. Oh! Actually, 1 Lurker is not enough to kill these probes. But man, yeah, good idea by Julia. A lot of times Process focus too much on blocking this side of the ramp, and actually the Zerg can run up the inside ramp. But as long as this cannon finishes, he should be fine. I think the cannon will finish anyway. So just gotta stack the probes over here. And, oh, losing a few probes. 4 kills, that's pretty good. Oh! Alright, he's fine. Whew. That would have been quite bad for him if that got down. DragOn now, nice supply lead, 109 to 72, but I think that's okay because the Zerg so far has just been focusing mainly on his economy rather than any attacking units, but it looks like the Corsairs are going out once again. There's a nice stack of Overlords here. Again, not that many Hydras defending. Note that this also makes the Zerg vulnerable to DT drops potentially in these bases that don't have Spore Colonies. It's a pretty common thing for Protoss to do. It doesn't look like there's a shuttle out just yet, but definitely something that Julia has to be aware of later. And he's just made all of his Hydras into Lurkers. I think that's a big mistake. He's going to lose 4 more Overlords here. Man, the Spore barely even getting a shot off. Oh my goodness, I don't know why he did that. He knew the Corsairs were there. He might have assumed that the Corsairs would go down to the bottom right, but it was very costly. Just again, getting severely supply blocked. And it looks like he's already just really short on units here. These Corsairs doing a number on Julia. Julia just going to tech up anyway, regardless. He's even thinking about getting another hatchery here at the 6 o'clock. I mean, I guess if he can't make units, he can only make hatcheries. Meanwhile, oh no, the Corsair's going to fly over some Hydras. He's going to lose, looks like 1 Corsair takes some damage on a couple more. Note that also gives some information of where the Zerg army is. He's got 4 High Templars now with a lot of energy. Hopefully he's got Storm already. Yeah, he's got Storm. So just needs to move out a little bit and he can defend this bridge fairly easily. It's not that many Hydras. However, Julia could try some nice Templar sniping like he's been doing in the previous games. That would be pretty effective. Meanwhile, the Corsairs though marauding around yet again. Looks like, oh no, another Overlord's gonna fall very easily. And that is just so annoying as a Zerg. You know, it's not even just the actual, you know, monetary damage that it's doing in terms of the minerals and the supply blocking, but psychologically, like, it's just like, I mean, they're so fast, the Corsairs, you can't catch them. And, you know, the Hydras can't really catch them, the Spores obviously can't move, and Scourge just get obliterated, so unless you heavily commit to a gigantic Muta Scourge force, there's no real efficient way to deal with the Corsairs. So it's just like, it's just psychological abuse, that's what this is, you know? It's like mental warfare here. But Julia is actually, despite getting supply block constantly, is staying decent in the supply. 101 against 143. It's obviously a nice supply lead for Protoss, but generally, at this point in the game, the Protoss will have about a 30 supply lead regardless when the game is even. So I'd still say Julia is in an okay position. It's still 4 base against 3. You know, DragOn might have a slight advantage, but nothing game-changing just yet. But damn, that is a lot of gateways. Going up to 11 gateways in the base, plus the 1 here. 12 gateways total on the 3 base. Really getting his macro going. His money's a little bit high, but hopefully he'll take care of that once those extra gateways finish. And here we go with the first big attack from DragOn here. The macroing up stage is over. The ecoing stage is over. Here we go with the attack. He's going towards the top right. We are having the beginnings of a Sunken Lurker Spore defensive setup for Julia, but it's not quite done yet. There's not that many lurkers. Okay, a few lurkers coming down here. I think with those additional lurkers, it might be enough. However, DragOn did show in the game on Andromeda that he's quite good at breaking down these defenses. You know, these defenses are every Protoss's worst nightmare. And yet he seems to show no fear here. He's going in. I don't know if this is the best idea. He's taking a lot of damage. He's losing his High Templars, the really key units here. However, he's getting good damage on these lurkers. He needs to actually pick off these lurkers, but here we go. The reinforcements in the back. He needs to be careful. The storms are going down. There's a lot of lurkers. The obs are getting sniped. The obs need to not run into their own storms, but it looks like, oh, a beautiful storm on the Hydras in the back. One observer still remaining. Julia tried to pick off the observers, but he didn't get them all. One left, and DragOn convincingly takes that battle. In the meantime, looks like the Corsairs have suicided themselves. I imagine that is the last of the Corsairs. No, there's one random one over here, but it doesn't matter. The Corsairs have done their part. They've supply blocked Julia, so he can't make any reinforcements for this game. A fourth base is going up while all this is going on, reinforcing Lings and Hydras from Julia, but he's in big trouble here. DragOn, can he break through here? If DragOn breaks through, he could take game 5. He could pull the reverse 3-2 comeback. It's going to be close, but it looks like he's run out of High Templar. He's run out of High Templar. No more storms. He's got a few units left, but the reinforcing Zerg will probably be enough to clean this up. Dragoons and Zealots are not enough to engage Hydraling. It is just not possible for them without Psionic Storm support. And here we go. The last of the Protoss forces will get cleaned up. He will not quite break through the Zerg defense. Is such a valiant effort. However, he did make a good account of himself. He's got 131 supply against 80. A 50 supply lead still for DragOn. I don't know where his supply is, though. Looks like a lot of Dragoons still in the natural. No High Templar. He needs High Templar. He's spamming Zealots. Okay, a few High Templar coming out. But again, the Zealots are crucial, the High Templar are crucial in actually engaging Hydraling in any number. He does have good upgrades, though. 2-1 upgrades. Looks like against 1 Zerglings. Any upgrade on the ranged units. Where the heck? Are there any Hydras? I don't see any Hydras lurkers. Looks like, well, I'll have to borrow for me to see their attack upgrades. Looks like, yeah, 1-1 on everything, but against 2-1 Protoss. And here we go. He's going in yet again. You can see without the High Templar, the Zerglings actually making a really good account of themselves. And the Zealot Dragoon Force having a bit of difficulty, but here we go. He's finally cleared out the Zerglings. He's going in. More Zerglings coming in from the back. DragOn keeping all the pressure. The supply lead is increasing. 147 to 88. Is this going to be the time he breaks through? Julia, can he hold? He's got spores, but they don't do anything. His Hydra Den might fall here. He won't have any more Hydras or Lurkers. What does he have in the main base? His Hive is done. He's got the Defiant Amount Consume. Is about to finish, but with no units underneath the Dark Swarm, what is that even going to do? It won't even matter. One Lurker in the back, but DragOn is breaking through. In the meantime, he's got his 4th base. He's still not going up. GG! DragOn with the reverse 3-2. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I thought he was gone after the first game, after the second game. My heart was in despair. I thought DragOn had just given up. And in 3 amazing games, he comes back to take this series. Ladies and gentlemen, DragOn is victorious and will be playing against Siki in the semifinals. Our first semifinal is going to be a PvZ. We have already avoided a PD Pop MSL semifinal situation. Oh, thank goodness for that. Well done, DragOn. Well played to both players. Really an amazing best of 5 series all around. I mean, just think back. Game 1 started off as a Link backstab Sunken Rush and ended in like 5 minutes. And then we end the series with that amazing Game 5. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was our first day of the round of 8. But don't worry, we have 2 matches yet to come tomorrow. We are going to be watching the second 2 best of 5s. It is going to be Busy versus Technics, a ZVT, a very high level ZVT. I'm actually really excited for that matchup. And then ZVZ between Eon Zerg and True Touch. Again, 2 of the best foreigner Zergs in the scene, 2 of the best foreigners overall in the scene at the moment. Going to be facing off against each other as well. So both of those matchups are going to be really exciting. Even though actually it's a ZVZ, I'm really excited to see Eon Zerg versus True Touch just because of how good both those guys are. Definitely rate them among the top, I don't know, 5 or so foreigners in the scene at the moment. So yes, very good games today. Very good games. I would expect tomorrow as well. Before I sign off today, a huge thanks to our sponsors, Razer and Twitch TV, who made all this possible. Give a very generous $500 prize pool for each of these regular seasons. And then, of course, they will be sponsoring the 2K Championship that will occur, well, sometime next year, sometime after this season, of course. So that is all super awesome. And, of course, huge thanks to TeamLiquid.net. Team Liquid, represent. And thanks to all you viewers, you lovely viewers, for tuning in. Yes, thank you all for that. I know WCS Global Finals is going on right now as well. So, yeah, we got a pretty good turnout today. Despite that, I'm very happy. Thank you all so much for making me not be lonely with no Elegant here. And, well, that is all from me for today. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Again, Busy versus Technics and Eon Zerg versus True Touch. You do not want to miss those matches, I promise you. They are going to be amazing. So, see you all tomorrow, and have a good night.